Right, we're going to fit in a game of blitz chess, so we'll pick 5 minutes for this one. I did click join, didn't I? I did. Okay, 1650, good luck. So we've not played before, we have no head-to-head score there. Well, let's just develop. What do I want to do here? I'm just going to go e6, maybe c5. Wow, 46,000 games for a player. That's really impressive, isn't it? The blitz, I'm on 7,000. I'm just going to take there. Just go for development and castle. Knight comes up. Let's just develop. It gives us some flexibility. We've got knight up. We can try and develop the bishop this way. We can just come this way. But we're just trying to castle for now. The bishop will probably come... Okay, bishop doesn't go where I thought it might go. Might get a chance to push, but let's stick to principles and castle for now. We might get a chance to plant a pawn forward instead of backward. Change the shape. Okay, so up. Where's that knight going to go? If he goes back, the bishop's almost trapped. Not quite trapped, but it might be traded. Yeah, I like the pawn push here. Just a simple idea to gain a bit more space to free up the bishop this way. But if he goes here, his bishop's still got a square here. But I guess we've got pawn up. So he spots that and goes back. So I'm just going to simply march forward. I know he can come back, but I'll try and cover that. So pawn up might allow knight across. Okay, let's just develop our bishop then. Okay, he has indeed come back in, but I'm not sure I mind him taking here. Give me a nice pawn chain. Alternative is I can take here. Yeah, it's probably safer just to take. Now I'm going to try and gain a little bit of space on the queen side. It's not easy to see a way to try and crack through on the king side, unless we try and push the f pawn, which I guess we could do, but can we get something here? 1, 2, 3, that would be nice. Actually, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Opponent can do the same, so I guess we might have to take. Yeah, that's not easy. I'm looking at queen up then, but knight round in, takes. You don't want the queen as a blockade. I'm just wondering whether to just sack a pawn. I'm just going to push immediately and try and open things up. So I'm risking sacking a pawn to take here. Okay, he does take, so I can go with rook or queen. He's got knight down. I think I'll just go with the queen for now and drop back. My rook does guard my other rook. I'm going to try and push this pawn on. So I'll just drop back here. But now if knight in, I've got the option to take. But what do we do on the king side? This pawn march would be nice. It's risky though. It's risky, isn't it? What about this actually? That looks promising, doesn't it? My rook gets disconnected for a move, but it looks nice. So here, down, maybe I can push. And I'm going to risk it. It's risky doing this, but I'm going to try and bring the knight round. And it might allow this, but I'm going to try and plant my knight forward. So I've gone up and I'm coming in. We've got a tempo attacking the queen as well, potentially. So he's come forward. So I'll do the same and attack his queen. Okay, goes back. So I can actually take and win a pawn potentially now, I think. But it opens up the scope here. So do I take the bishop first? Take. Either way you can take here. I'm going to take a risk and try and grab the pawn. It is very risky though. Obviously I can't take now because my queen is pinned. But I'm banking on being able to march forward, which I might not be able to do. Let's come back again. There's danger like this. So rook across maybe. We've got a pawn here. 3 attack it, 2 defend. So I can still take that pawn, right? He hits this pawn. But if I take here, it's momentum. He can grab this pawn at the end. So take. Queen takes, bishop takes, queen takes, bishop back. That feels alright to me. Pawn up is the other move, or even this pawn. No, it's got to be f6, doesn't it? It's got to be f6 to close this down. Now we are threatening to capture. If bishop takes and I go here, he's got an outer pawn, but I think this is something I need to go for. I just need to try and simplify it off. So I'm going to trade here. If I'm blundering, I'm blundering. That's part of chess, isn't it? But I don't think I can keep this outer pawn. Oh, he's just taken. Okay, take. That's probably a really good move. I'm going to trade the queen. I've got to try and keep this intact or bring my king up. But what do we do now? See, why is he thinking here? He's only got one move. That looks odd. He's literally only got one move, so why is he spending time thinking here? What the heck? And he's not taking the queen. Why did he not take the queen? That looks rather odd, doesn't it? Okay, let's just play a queen across to hit the bishop and the pawn. I'm not sure how he could have missed that. I mean, it was literally right next to it. He played a tremendous game up to this point. Maybe it's just one of them little lapses in concentration. You're thinking ahead and you're trying to work things out and you just forget the first move. Does happen. Okay, I'm just checking he's connected to the game there. Okay, rook comes across. Well, he's just chucked the bishop as well, hasn't he? Yeah, I think he's done this deliberately because he can't really miss that type of move twice. Yeah, so for some reason he's just throwing the game. Let's just take here. Actually, why did I do that? That's just a straight blunder, isn't it? He can take back. I thought I had a nice push to break through, which I don't actually have. Not to worry. Let's make sure my king's got a square. We're up a clean queen, so we should be fine. It doesn't mean we are, but we should be. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk and just push the pawn and try and blast through. Then maybe get the king up and the rook behind, something like that. So play king up to guard the bishop, then king here if he checks. Then we're going to try and just push forward and bring the rook behind. Try not to lose my bishop. Okay, so here, down, but I'm well guarded. But yeah, there's no point risking bringing the king forward and risking walking to some mating net. My king is perfectly safe here. So let's just push forward. Okay, so do I just push forward again? I think I do. If king takes, I check and I collect here, and then I can try and activate the rook eventually. I mean, obviously I can come back and try and chase his rook, but we should be fine here. I can even sack the queen. So he's gone there, so we're going to check and collect a pawn. Okay, I guess we just line up a pawn push now. I'm just trying to bear the clock in mind. Okay, rook goes back, so I'll push the pawn up. There was a threat there, but I can trade the queen for rook or bishop, and we're still much better. So rook right across now. There's pressure off here now, isn't there? Doesn't matter which square I go to. I'm going to go here so I target a light square on the back rank rather than a dark square just because of the bishop. So the king comes forward. I think it's time to just push on here now. If pawn up, I've got queen in and there's no check because my king's on a dark square, so we're threatening checkmate here. So we're just got to bear the clock in mind. But he's got no discovered check. So I can just about pre-move this, but I want him up on the clock. Actually, I might as well. I don't think he's going to move. Okay, we got the win there. I think he just mixed his move order up, didn't he? And just forgot the first move. Let's see what it was in engine language, but what have we done? We've done 45 moves. They're the move times for both players. He's got one move, 37 seconds there. I wonder if that was the one. I can't remember now, but I don't think it was. But he played a very, very fine game. Up to the point that he just lost the queen. Let's just see how we played the opening. That'll be where the queen's gone. Yeah, just completely level. And he just didn't take back for some reason. I knew he was playing well. Yeah, so we've played the opening pretty decent again. And then we've gained what? We're plus 1.6. But at our level, that's not too critical in blitz chess. And then we've come back to level here. So there was a mistake here. What were the figures? 93% versus 83%, CPL 29.52, but my opponent will be completely skewed by that queen slip. Then obviously off camera I'll take my time and I'll go through it a bit more slowly just to try and learn from mistakes, but obviously in your own games do that. Just take as long as you need and try and learn what you should do. So the engine's saying don't advance too quickly here, get the bishop on the better diagonal. Okay, that's fair enough. So we come back to about level and we're still level here. And I'm thinking, how can you miss that? But it's quite common. It can happen that you're thinking ahead, you're trying to work things out, and you just forget the first move in the sequence. And he's given himself king safety and just forgot to take the queen back first. I'm assuming that's what he's done. Then it's just a case of converting without blundering up. But then he's done it again in this position. So was this the one with the long move time? I can't remember. Oh, it was. So in this position, he's gone from 2 minutes 25 to 1:47. And just, I mean, how do you miss it for a second time? That's when it merely felt more like he was doing it deliberately. Then now I've just lost my mind and done a simple blunder mixing my moves up as well. I thought I could capture back when I couldn't. I mean, I suppose I could give up the queen for the bishop there, but just a sloppy blunder. In fact, the engine didn't even flag it as a blunder. It's because I'm just completely winning. And then it's just a case of trying to convert the win without running out of time. So we create the back rank threat and then it's just checkmate next move there. So it is what it is. But you can see my opponent's a pretty decent player there. So yeah, it's just one of them odd little moves in it that you get now and again.